This is Michelle from Mr. and Mrs. Walker's Designs, and I just wanted to come and let you see and give you a flip through of my very first junk journal. I just wanted to say before I get started flipping through it that there was a lot of people on YouTube that influenced and inspired me to make this junk journal, and I am going to try my best to link all those people below in the description box. So without further ado, let's get started. This cover was made from a protein bar box. So the spine is, I believe, about 1.5 inches wide. Almost 2 inches, but yeah, about 1 3/4 actually. And then it is approximately a 3 inch by 5.5. Okay, so it's really small. I really didn't intend for it to be this small, but I worked with it and I think it turned out pretty cute. So since it was my first time actually making a junk journal and covering chipboard or cardboard, I just wasn't thinking, and I cut my fabric exactly to the size of the cardboard, and I didn't like those raw edges, so I ended up putting some bias tape around the edges, the bottom and top edge. I have used a lot of things that I've collected over the years in this junk journal, so goes back all the way to high school. This is an earring that I wore in high school with a blue sweater dress, and this is a excuse me, this is a shoe clip that I clipped onto one of my prom shoes. Okay, so it's just tied with some pink ribbon, and then when we open it up, you'll see the shoe clip. It can be taken off like so, and it can be moved around to different places if you would like to do that as a bookmark. Okay, so I just wrapped around some lace and used the lace as a pocket, and there's a tag with some distressing, and then this is my first signature. The cover is just scrapbook paper on the inside with some sewing and some bias tape, because like I said, being my first one, maybe you can learn from my mistakes. I did not extend the cover of the spine on the inside past it, and I should have, so I just covered it with some bias tape here. So this is just a little tuck spot with a card inside. Sewed on some lace. I have a little stamp here where you can write your name inside of it. And so I'm just going to try to flip through this relatively quick. Book page, coffee stained paper with a stamp, book page. This is a tab that you will see where I got it from in just a moment, that I glued on there. This was a calendar, and I just used some fine steel wool and went over it and made it look like it was distressed. coffee stained paper. This is just a stamp. This right here is a pocket. And then this is where the tab came from. This tab came from punching out this thumb hole. And then there's just a decorated paper clip with a little card inside. This was just an old card. It was already distressed looking. I think it was inside of an old book I found as a bookmark, and I just did some sewing on it. Stamp. This is also a pocket. Another pocket. This is sewn on lace as a tab. Stamp. This is the other side of that coffee stained paper, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but I had a doily over it, so it's got a somewhat of an imprint of a doily. It's the other side of that calendar. And then I had, well, actually I had quite a bit of the fabric left over from the cover, and this just happened to be kind of cut into a curve from some other project. So I just sewed that in as a flap. And then that's the end of the first signature. And we get to the second signature. This is just some paper from one of those little gift books. This here is actually what they, I think it's back in the early 2000s or maybe the late 90s. They had these home decor products. They were called Wallies, W-A-L-L-I-E-S, and they were just small bits of wallpaper that you could put on a wall, or I guess whatever you wanted to do with it. So I had some of those left over. I had bought them for some other crafting project, and I thought they would look really cute in here's a little journaling spot, so I just sewed on some tea-stained coffee filter on the back to give it a little more stiffness. And then this page here has a little, it was tucked into this. This is a little corner punch that I have, like for photos or whatever. And then this paper here is actually just regular copy paper, but this is the test page for our printer. So I thought it looked really cool, looked almost like ticking or something like that. So I just saved it and tea stained it, and I think it looks really neat in the junk journals. And then I also had this little tuck spot is needs a little more security, so I just made a paper clip with some jewelry I found at the thrift store to hold it in. This is from a botanical book. This is from a notepad. This is from a hymnal. I'll flip out. Note card. I just have a small butterfly punch. Some of that calendar. This is from one of those little flip books, inspirational flip books that you can buy to give as gifts. And then I made a pocket out of it. some journaling paper, and this is a punch that I have. And then this is just a little belly band with some trim, envelope that came with that note card. Some ephemera glued down. This is a stamp. Calendar. This is a book page. I also made a pocket out of it. Hymnal with just some bias tape pinned to the top. Notepad. This is the botanical page, or the page from the botanical book. And it just has some ephemera in it. This is just a longer flip out on the back of that printer test paper. Some more of that gift book, and then I just sewed some trim on the back, give it some more texture. And then that is the end of the second signature, and this is just a little tag attached with a brad. And then the last signature, graph paper. This is index card that I marbled with shaving cream. Some sewing and a little trim. And then this was already tea stained, but then I added a script stamp. This is a this came from a gift card, it's one of those boxes of cards where you can put down like RSVPs or gifts that you've gotten, that type of thing, like for weddings and so forth. Some paper, purple paper. This is just a tag. I found these in an antique store. Thought they were really cute. So this is a tuck spot and a flip out. And then I also had it secured with this paper clip. Trying to get it to focus. And this was just some jewelry from the thrift store. Some lined paper. This is one of those little favor bags. I split a tag in half. Put that in there. Graph paper. This is just a little tuck spot. Notebook paper. Some more of that purple paper, and I'll show you the rest of that in just a second. Another page from that little gift book. And I left it as the middle of the signature so you can see the whole picture. And then I just used my craft scissors on the edges. Some more of that purple paper. Notebook paper with a tuck spot. Graph paper, the other side of that favor bag. This is a pocket, and then I have some of these little labels that says belongs to. So I tuck that in there. And then this is the top of that purple paper. It's for Easter, but I just thought it was so pretty. Christ is risen. I know that my Redeemer liveth. Job 19:25. I'm going to try to put something either from the Bible or you know, Christian related in all of my products, because I give him all the glory and praise for giving me the abilities and the resources to do this type of thing. This is a paper clip that I carried when I was a teenager, so I thought it looked really cute in here. This is the other side of that card. More coffee stained paper. This is a tape transfer from that calendar. And it's just a flip out. This is the back of the shaving cream index card, and I just attached some cardstock, marbling, stamping, graph paper, and then that is the end of the last signature. And then on the back is just a card that wrapped around, journaling card that wrapped around, and I made a pocket. And then this is just a tag I made from that botanical book. And then on the back, I tea stained one of those paper doily pennants from the Dollar Tree. And this is the back of it. So I just glued it down. It can be used as a tuck spot for something really small. But I just tied a little tag onto it with the year that I made the journal, my name, and then this little charm right here. You can get these at Joann, and I'm pretty sure you can order them online because I've seen them other places. It's wanting to focus on. Oh, come on, focus. Anyway, it says made with love. Can't get it to focus. And so that is the end. And then on the back, to cover up these raw edges of the fabric, because I didn't wrap these edges around either, I just used the corners of some tea stained doilies and just glued those on the corners here and wrap them around. And you can barely see them, but they're there. Okay, so that is my very first junk journal. And I think it is just so cute. It's got so much. It's got memories. It has, you know, all these things I've been collecting, intending them for this purpose, and I finally got around to doing it. So that is that. I was going to do a small haul at the end of this, but this has already gone to almost 20 minutes, so I think I'll end it here. And don't forget to stay tuned to the very end, because I will be sharing some of Mr. Walker's and probably one of my photographs. So that's one reason I wanted to include him in this endeavor, because he is also a very creative photographer, and I wanted to showcase some of his photography. So wait till the very end and you'll see some beautiful photography. from both of us, and I will see you in the next video. I'm going to do a mini haul for you from a local store, and hopefully you can get some inspiration from that as well. I will talk to you later, and God bless. Bye-bye.